While emergence of new technologies have already transformed the procure-to-pay function, but there is a reason to believe that AI is the next big game changer and will be imperative for the businesses in years to come. So what comes to your mind when you think of artificial intelligence? Facial recognition software, chatbots, or even self-driving cars? Yes, those are all AI driven. But then, what AI really is? Usually, the discussions about AI dwell on the future potential. But today, I want to discuss with you a realistic view of the subject and focus on what's happening right now. Take, for example, an important detail in the quote by Ginni Rometty, who said AI will change 100% of the jobs. So, there is a difference. Although AI already has had a considerable impact on the world and it will continue to do so. So, it's crucial not to get ahead of ourselves. Also, there are frequent discussions about how AI is coming, when in fact it is already here and we use it every day in Google search, Spotify recommendations, or even unlocking an iPhone. A well-known example of this is Netflix's recommendation system. Now, Netflix has thousands of millions of hours of footage, and so it may therefore be overwhelming to find something that's of one's own interest. Obviously, Netflix wants its users to stay on the site and not leave due to frustration, so their AI helps in making suggestions or recommendations about the movies or series that a user might like. Netflix uses a single user's viewing history and compares it to those with similar tastes. It can then draw the conclusion that the users who watched A are more likely to watch B, and based on these, the algorithms are able to form clusters with users of similar tastes for more accurate recommendations. Now, probably a human could also do it, but a machine just does it much more efficiently, which is why AI is more of an enabler rather than an application itself. Although AI enables several improvements, it's necessary to remember that AI isn't the only option available to improve or develop your business. In addition to the obvious challenges of technology not being advanced enough yet for every conceivable application, as well as lack of computing power, the challenges rotate around three key themes. First, AI being imperfect. Let's take an example of prevention of credit card frauds. Now here, AI is of great help in this area simply because it's better and faster than humans at spotting trends. The algorithms are able to detect any changes in suspicious behaviors quickly and inform the bank and customer that something isn't right. This has actually prevented several criminals from not being able to clear credit cards. But at the same time, prevention of credit card frauds is a great example of AI being imperfect as well. You might have noticed that when you are on an overseas trip, you make smaller purchases in a short amount of time, or you make purchases of a size larger than usual. But the machine doesn't understand as why you are breaking or deviating from your usual spending patterns and you are wrongly flagged by the system. In fact, Javelin has estimated that 15% of all card holders globally have had at least one transaction declined incorrectly, representing an annual decline amount of over 120 billion US dollars plus, and that's huge. Second, lack of trust in AI or AI being a black box. This is partly because AI model results are difficult or nearly impossible for a human to understand. Let's take an example of a chess game where one opponent is a human and the other a machine. There are several instances where machine makes a move which human thinks is completely illogical or absurd. But as the game progresses, the machine wins. The human doesn't even have a clue as how machine came to the conclusions it did, simply because the way of thinking is different. Similarly, in business cases, it may be that AI comes up with some recommendations or suggestions that's completely different from what you or your team is thinking, but then you need to learn to trust the machine and accept the feeling of uncertainty. The issue is that when we don't understand as how machine comes up with its recommendations, we don't trust it, which in turn negates the benefits of letting the machine help us in the first place. Which is why AI can be termed as a black box or a complex system whose internal workings aren't readily understood. Third, human bias, and is one of the most hotly debated issues in the world of AI. No AI is truly independent of humanity, at least not yet. Ultimately, the decisions made by AI are dependent on the values or data fed to it by humans, which poses a risk. There is a risk that sexism, racism, and other prejudices that are deep rooted in our ways of thinking get inserted into the codes which will make the decisions for the years ahead. A classic example of this is Amazon's recruitment tool in 2015. Their goal was to establish a software that would go through all the applicants' resumes and cover letters and choose the best ones so that the hiring manager would simply hire those and save a lot of time. However, after a while, they realized that the tool was mainly choosing men, but the company didn't had any such intentions to hire only men. This was simply because of the data. The model had contained more instances of men than women, reflecting an overall male dominance in the tech industry. But the machine simply thought because of the more prevalence of male applicants, probably they were better applicants. So in this case, it wasn't intentional, but in many other cases, the situation could be otherwise. So, in general, AI doesn't expose businesses to a very high level of risks, given its current use cases are limited. However, as humans give AI more freedom and as more applications become mission critical, AI will be exposed to more risks, and both benefits and challenges will be evident. Although there is a lot of hype around what AI can do for you, it's important to stay grounded. Further development of AI technology and human intervention are still needed. Ultimately, humans are better in some areas while machine excel in others, which is why the collaboration between the two is crucial. An example of this collaboration can be seen in detecting lung cancer. This is one of the leading causes of death in China, largely due to air pollution. At the same time, there aren't enough number of radiologists to keep up with the demand of reviewing CT scan to look for the telltale signs of lung cancer. This is where AI steps in to detect and diagnose cancer not only more efficiently but more accurately. Important to note that AI doesn't make mistakes when fatigued. So, with the help of AI, the disease can be detected faster, enabling doctors to start acting upon it more urgently. The heightened results in this case were possible precisely due to the collaboration between human and machine. So there are three kinds of human-machine collaboration model when it comes to AI. First, human in the loop, which basically means whatever the machine does, there is always a human to supervise the process and further approve, reject, and so forth. So, if the decisions are business critical or if there are small number of high value decisions to be made, this is a good approach. Second, human on the loop model, which basically means that although machine undertakes the tasks on its own, there is a human to supervise the process from further away. This model doesn't require supervision as intense as in the prior model, and hence it's a good approach when you have some routine or repetitive tasks to undertake. Third, human out of the loop model, which authorizes machine to run independent of human intervention. For example, today's financial markets or high frequency trading. Since speed is of essence, it's necessary to let the machine make the decisions because humans are simply too slow to intervene. So in summary, one of the mistakes regarding human-machine collaboration model lies in choosing the wrong model. Thus, choosing the right model, depending your level of trust in AI, is a crucial aspect. Now that we understand what AI is and how it affects our business, let's talk about the reality of applying it in procurement and payments organization. Although an ever-growing number of AI applications are available in the market, not many organizations are yet using it actually. In fact, according to a study by Deloitte, only 45% of CPOs are using, rather piloting it in their organization, either as a software designed for the purpose or have built in-house machine learning system. So here are those 7 common areas where AI can be used across procure-to-pay cycle. First and foremost, supplier risk management, where AI can be heavily used to monitor and identify potential risk positions across the supply chain. Risk methods, for example, identifies new and emerging supply chain risk events by handling data gathered from different sources and thus helps in identify emerging risks much faster. Second, purchasing software, where AI can be used to automatically review and approve purchase orders. It can help employees, for instance, to order office supplies without request for approval, thus making the process more efficient and much leaner. To state an example, in TradeShift's platform, a chatbot called as Ada can be used to review the status of purchases and automatically approve virtual card payments regardless of user's location. Third, accounts payable automation, where machine learning algorithms are being extensively used to identify errors and potential frauds. Stamply is one such platform that uses machine learning algorithms to speed up payment workflows and automate fraud detection. Fourth, spend analysis. For instance, at CVO, machine learning algorithms are extensively used to improve a number of processes. For instance, automated spend classification and vendor matching. So for example, if in your data you have DHL, DHL Express, Deutschland DHL, and DHL Freight, machine learning algorithms are able to easily consolidate all of these under DHL for increased visibility and data coherence. Fifth, supplier information management. And here, big data techniques are enabling new ways to manage, identify, and utilize supplier data across private and public databases. Tealbook is one such platform that applies machine learning algorithms to supplier data in order to create and maintain accurate supplier records across all systems and areas of business. Sixth, strategic sourcing. Here, AI can be used to manage, guide, and automate sourcing processes. For instance, Keyword's sourcing automation software uses machine learning for the recognition of bid sheets and specializes in category-specific e-sourcing bots such as raw materials, packaging materials, maintenance, and repair. Seventh, contracts management, where AI has several potential use cases. Seal software, for instance, uses optical character recognition, OCR, and advanced text analytics to clean up and consolidate all the information contained in the contracts. So, as can be seen, that AI can be used across a very wide spectrum of procure-to-pay cycle, and its prevalence is expected to grow in the near future. Gartner estimates that by 2022, 50% of all legacy spend analysis softwares will be retired and replaced by AI-powered cloud-based solutions. Moreover, McKinsey estimates that AI's impact is likely to be most substantial in the field of supply chain management. While no one truly knows where we will be in 2025, but some conclusions can be brought forward in terms of what will be possible in the near future for AI and procure-to-pay. For example, first, automating tasks is expected to increase. Yes, let's face it, most of the tasks performed by procurement and accounts payable professionals are still time-consuming, repetitive, and simple in nature, which prevent them from focusing on strategic initiatives. Thus, applying AI to such tasks is most obvious application. However, some things that humans see as simple, such as planning or organizing a supplier event for 200 people or ongoing vendor relationship management, is something which is difficult and impossible for AI. Second, capturing data outside the organization or so-called external data, which may include market indices, company credit ratings, or publicly available information about supplier data. AI powered methodologies can sift through immense amount of external data to identify opportunities and provide benchmarks and recommendations for improved performance. A whole new level of insights come into play when external data enters the field. There are a lot new disruptors on the horizon already, and things will transform the way we don't yet realize yet. Imagine, for example, if AI could correlate your internal purchases with tariffs information, international stock market prices, or tweets from the world leader to determine the future course of action. Yes, AI would autonomously leverage all this information in real time to make predictions. Third, decision support. Automated notifications on anomalies, new opportunities, or recommended activities on your performance dashboards might sound a dream, but could be a reality very soon. As AI processes an ever increasing amount of data, it's able to stay up to date with the latest information and changes in the operating environment. This makes all the changes and anomalies to be noted instantly and more accurately. So the end result would be that human practitioners will be aware of what's happening right now and will be able to take action sooner. The users will also be able to trust AI, that AI makes recommendations based on the real data and not some human hypothesis or guesswork. This will also give confidence to CPOs and CFOs that their decisions are backed by real data and remove uncertainty. Remember, data is the key. After the initial decision to implement AI, the reality needs to be addressed. AI and machine learning cannot work without data to interpret. Luckily, Procure-to-Pay organizations are sitting on a mountain of data, whether they know it or not. Most of the times, only 20% of the data is utilized to improve the performance or operations, while rest 80% is considered to be the dark data, which unfortunately means is like having thousands of dollars just sitting in a shoebox losing their value. In addition, data collection needs to be a continuous journey, and collecting as much relevant data as possible from both inside and outside the organization should be a key principle. Even if the data might not be useful right now, but accumulated data can lead to innovations down the track. With that being said, an ever growing number of procurement and accounts payable professionals realize the added value of AI. And if you belong to one of those leading edge organizations, congratulations on being a pioneer. As Brian and McPhee have put it well, that AI won't replace managers, but the managers who use AI will replace those who don't. Apart from the data and business case, the most important thing is that if your organization is ready for AI in terms of willingness and resources, implementing AI will take time and resources. So being determined to do it right the first time is crucial, because having AI just for the sake of AI is like investing in an expensive supercar that you have no idea how to drive. So keep it simple with your business case. Start small. This is especially recommended if AI knowledge in your organization is not considered up to the desired level. Starting with a small use case will also help you understand where your organization stands in terms of AI and what can be modified or improved with later implementations. So here, I'm wishing you the best of luck on your AI implementation journey ahead. Thank you.